Today we are going to have an interesting poem, a song for Saint Cecilia's Day, written by John Dryden. Once John Dryden commented that death is nothing but we fear. It is human nature. To be we know not what, we know not where, because we are not certain when the death is about to come and on which place we are going to die. It is uncertain. That is why he advised that one should not afraid of death. He was born on 9th August 1631. He passed away on 12th May 1700. He belongs to the Puritan family. He was one of the oldest children of 14 children of his father. He joined Trinity College and Oliver Cromwell for study. His father passed away and his first play published. He joined the Royal Society, and the plague of 1665 affected his life, and he was made England's first laureate poet in 1668. He wrote the great heroic play and the greatest tragedy comedy of the century, Marriage à la Mode. He was a writer, a critic, translator, and poet. The major works written by him are Absalom and Achitophel, The Hind and Panther, Mac Falcon. He was a contemporary writer of John Milton. He is better known for his satirical works and political verses. He was a great literary critic, a well-known poet, and he changed himself from Puritan to Roman Catholicism. He was an English poet, literary critic, translator, playwright. He was made poet laureate in 1668. He dominated the literary life of Restoration period of England. This period is known for his literary circles as the age of Dryden. He was so famous that this age was particularly known by his name, that it is the age of Dryden. Walter Scott commented about him that he was a glorious John, means glorious Dryden. Dryden was the dominant literary figure and influenced the Restoration period. One important thing that he introduced the heroic couplet as the standard form of English poetry at that time. Dryden's heroic couplet became the dominant poetic form of the 18th century. Alexander Pope was also influenced by Dryden. One important thing we notice in the poetry of John Dryden, that he was not influenced by the emotional romantic poetry, and moreover the intellectual complexities of the metaphysical poets. The Hind and the Panther, that was published in 1687, celebrates his conversion to Roman Catholicism. That was a great change in the life of John Dryden. Now this poem, A Song for Saint Cecilia's Day. This poem is about the power of music. John Milton believes that this world was created, that this universe was created by the power of divine light. And John Dryden believes that this world was created, this universe was created by the divine music. And Saint Cecilia was a great martyr. She was martyred for the sake of the music. 22nd November is celebrated in her memory. She was a great musician. And now the poem begins. From harmony, from heavenly harmony, the universal frame began. So in what manner Dryden described the creation of the universe, the framing of the universe, that when the divine music started to flow from the planets of the sky, from the planets of the universe, the creation of the universe started. Before the creation, when nature underneath a heap of jarring atoms lay, could not heave her head, the tuneful voice was heard from high, arise ye more than dead. See, in what manner the creation started? Before the creation of the universe, the different type of atoms, which are fire, air, earth, there are 5 atoms. And in India, Sankhya Darshan believes there are 25 elements, but here Dryden believes that there are 5 atoms which were helpful in creation of the universe, in framing the universe. Before the creation, these different type of atoms were in silent position. They were not active, and nature could not heave her head, means they were in silent position. The tuneful voice was heard from high when the divine music, when the heavenly music started to flow among the heavenly bodies. The creation of the universe started, and the God ordered them. The tuneful voice was heard from high, arise ye more than dead, commanded them to become active. Then the different type of atoms, then cold and hot, moist and dry, in order to their station leave and music's power obey. The different type of atoms which are cold, hot, moist, air means air, earth, water, fire. They became active and they obeyed the power of the divine music, and from harmony, from heavenly harmony, the universal frame, the creation of the universe started, the construction of the universe started by this divine music. From harmony to harmony, through all compass of its reign, the music closing full in man's. When the divine music started to flow among the heavenly bodies, then the creation started, and the tune of the music, the tune of the divine music started to flow among the heavenly bodies, then the creation started. In the process of creation, the man was created in the last, and the dispersion closing full in man means music closed after the creation of the man in the last. Now we come to the second stanza. In this first stanza, we see in what manner the words are repeated. And the second stanza begins with the different musical instrument and their musical power. Here, John Dryden describes the different musical instrument and their musical power. See in what manner the second stanza begins. What passion cannot music raise and quell? There is a sign of exclamation, means music is powerful to create any type of human feelings, to pacify any type of human feelings, and music can excite and pacify the human feelings. It is the quality of the music. First of all, the writer describes the chorded cell of Jubal. Jubal was a great musician, and he was the father of the music. When Jubal struck the chorded cell, his musical instrument, when he started to play on this cell, his listening brothers stood around wondering, on their faces failed to worship that celestial sound, that divine sound. What happens? When Jubal started to play on his musical instrument, his brothers and relatives were surprised. They were stood around him, and they were surprised on their faces when they happened to hear that music, and they started to worship. That was the divine music, that was the celestial sound. They thought, less than a god, they thought they could not be dwell within the hall of that cell that spoke so sweetly, so well. What passion cannot music rage and quell? They expressed wonder that inside the cell of that instrument, some god is seated. That is why it has created so great music. It has created so sweet music, so fine music. In this manner, the poet describes the power of music of Jubal's instrument chorded cell. The last line of the second stanza ends with that, what passion cannot music rage and quell? The first line of the second stanza is again repeated in the last, and it again says, it again repeats that the music has the power to raise, to excite, and pacify the human feelings. In the series of the musical instruments, the poet describes the power of music of the trumpet. Trumpet is blown at the time of war, and its loud clangor. The trumpet's loud clangor means noise, excite us to arms with shrill notes of anger and mortal arms. Assume that when the trumpet is blown, its loud voice, its loud noise invites us, excites us to take arms because its notes, its tunes are full of anger because and mortal alarms. It gives a warning the enemy is approaching very fast. That's why the trumpet is a signal of beginning of the war. As we have seen in the serials of Mahabharata and Ramayana, that before the start of the war, the trumpet is blown. The same power of the music is described by Dryden here, the power of trumpet. Next, the poet describes the power of the drum. The double, double, double beat of the thundering drum cries, hark, the foes came, char, char, it is too late to retreat. See, in what way the poet describes the power of the drum. That when the drum is this beaten again and again, the double, double, double beat of the thundering drum, when the drum is repeated again and again, then it gives a thundering voice and it gives a warning. It invites us to listen that the foe is come, that the enemy is coming, charge, charge, attack, attack. Otherwise, it will be too late to retreat when there is no position to become safe. That's why the beating of the drum, the double, double beating of the drum invites us to become ready because the enemy is approaching, and otherwise it will be too late to go back. And the fourth stanza, the poet describes the flute, as Lord Krishna used to invite Radha with the help of the music that was blown by flute. And the soft complaining flute, the music of the flute complains, means it is the complaint of the lovers, and in dying notes discover the woes of the hopeless lovers, whose days is whispered by the warbling lute. And now the poet describes the music of the lute. It also expresses the feelings of the rejected lovers, the hopeless lovers, and whose days, this means sad song, is whispered by the warbling lute. Next, the poet describes the violin. The music of the violin is very sharp. It expresses the feeling. Sharp violin proclaim their jealousy, pangs, and desperation, fury, fainting, indignation, depth of pains and heights of passion for the feared, disdainful day. The loud music of violin proclaims, declares, describes the feelings of jealousy, pangs means pains, desperation, depression, fury, frantic, indignation, and it also expresses the feelings of the depth of pains and height of passion for the fear and angry beloved. See, the music of the violin expresses this type of feeling, the feelings of jealousy, the feelings of depression, or the feelings, and we see in the music of violin, there's a depth of pains and height of passion. Next, the poet is talking about the sacred organ of Saint Cecilia. And the poet says, but oh, what art can teach, what human voice can reach, the sacred organ's praise. There is a question mark. The human voice is not able to blow that sacred organ. They could not produce music out of that organ. And that's why the poet says that the human voice cannot reach to this organ, not inspiring holy love. The music of that holy organ inspires holy love, creates love in the minds of the people, and notes the tunes that wing their heavenly ways to mend the chords above. The music of the holy organ of Saint Cecilia produces holy tunes, and it inspires holy love. It also amends the chords above the musical tunes of the heavenly bodies. That's why the poet describes the power of the music that is created by holy organ of Saint Cecilia. In the seventh stanza, the poet described the Orpheus. Orpheus was a great musician. It is said that the help of his music, he brought his dead wife back. Means the music of the power of that music is that when he started uh, to play on his instrument, what happened? Orpheus could lead these savage raids, and trees uprooted left their place sequence of the lyre. When he started to play on his lyre, the trees uprooted themselves and they started to follow him to hear his song, the song of Orpheus. That was the power of the lyre that created the music when it was played by Orpheus. And the last, the poet comes to say about the holy organ of Saint Cecilia, but bright Cecilia raised the wonders higher. The holy organ of Saint Cecilia created wonder when it was blown, when vocal breath was given to the means, when it was played, what happened? Raised the wonder higher, when to her organ vocal breath was given, an angel heard and straight appeared, mistaking earth for heaven. Because when it was blown, when the music was created by this holy organ, it was the music of heaven, it was the divine music. When an angel heard this music in heaven, and he thought that it is the heaven, that's why he came down on this earth, mistaking this earth as heaven. An angel heard and straight appeared, mistaking earth for heaven, and he thought that angel thought that it is heaven, that's why he came down on this earth. Which means it was the last day of judgment, it was the end of the universe. Grand cause started. When the earth started to move, all the people started to pray, God, what happened? As from the power of this sacred lay, the spheres began to move. When an angel came down on this earth, then all the spheres of the universe, all the boundaries started to move. And sung the great creator's praise, and all the people started to pray the creator, the God. To all the blessed above, they were seeking blessings. Okay, God save us, God gave us, because so when the last and the dreadful hour, it was the last and dreadful, it means it was the last time, the last day of judgment. This crumbling pigeon, this collapsing soul devil, all the people started to think that this day will devour them, will kill them. The crumbling, collapsing pigeon, so devil means swallow karna. That this day will end them. And the trumpet shall be heard on high. What was the voice at that time? What was the music of the trumpet? Because it was the song of the last day of judgment. The trumpet shall be heard on high. The dead shall live, the living die. Music shall untune the sky. The same music which created the universe, the same music became the cause of the destruction of the universe. Music shall untune the sky means the music shall destroy the sky. In this manner, Dryden described the power of divine music, that it created the universe, and it was the cause of the framing of the universe. In the process of creation, man was created in the last. Then John Dryden described the various musical instruments and their musical power. First of all, he described the jewels, chorded shell. Then he described the trumpet. Next, he comes to say something about the drum. Then he described the power of flute, lute, violin, and then Orpheus lyre. And the last, he described the music of holy organ of Saint Cecilia. See, here are some terms which appear in the poem. Jarring atom is the conflicting atom. So the conflicting part, the opposite of the harmony. Before the creation, all the atoms were in disorder, not in proper order. That's why the jarring atoms. Cold and hot elements, these are the elements, water, fire, earth, and air. In Sankhya philosophy, it is said there are 25 elements, but here Dryden believes there are 5 elements. And now dispersion means music, full on harmony. As I referred in the poem that Jubal, he was the father of music. He is described in Genius, that is 4-1. Chord means the group of singers. As I also talk about Orpheus. Orpheus was a great musician of classical mythology. Cecilia, Roman martyr, and patron saint of music. In her memory, Saint Cecilia Day is celebrated on 22nd November every year. Now, as I mentioned about the musical instruments, Jubal's chorded shell, trumpet, drum, flute, lute, violin, Orpheus lyre, and holy organ of Saint Cecilia. Now, power of music. As Dryden said, that this world, this universe is the creation of the divine music. This world is created by the divine music. On the other hand, John Milton believes this world is created by the divine light. In Hindu mythology, it is believed that Brahma created this universe. There are so many concepts, but here Dryden believes that this world, this universe is the creation of the divine music. The same music would become the cause of the destruction of the universe. And the poet says the different type of musical instruments describe the different type of human feelings. And the writer also talks about the doomsday. Doomsday, the day, the last day judgment, and all the people will die, and the God will punish or reward according to their deeds in their lifetime. Thanks.